Ho ho ho, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about only good comics. I'm Brant, and this is a special holiday edition of First, the show where we talk about brand new number one issues, new character debuts, new story arcs, and the like. But this is for all the holiday themed books that came out in December for the holiday season of 2024. We've got 15 books to talk about. Not my usual rankings and all that stuff, and I'm not talking about other books that are coming out this week. Only the holiday stuff that came out starting on December 4th through December 25th, 26th, whatever day the comics actually show up at the shop this week. So I've been promising this for a few weeks, and I've finally got it together to do it. I apologize if my voice goes out. Allergies, cedar fever, and all that stuff in Texas is going on, so it's a little iffy, a little shaky, but I'm here as promised, and I'm going to try to deliver the show for this special edition. I thought it'd be fun to, instead of doing my four P's, my possibly, potentially, promisingly, and positively good rating system, because also I haven't read any of these holiday books yet. I've got a few of them, but I haven't read any of them, so I'm not going to get to talk in depth about them. But I thought it would be fun to, in the spirit of the holiday, and I'm all about getting in the spirit of the holiday, I thought I would give a number of bells. So I have a 4 rating system usually with the 4 Ps. So now I'm going to do 4 bells. So these books will get 1 to 4 bells based on what I think the potential of them is, what for enjoyment, and my personal preference and overall enjoyment of the different genres and themes. But what I will say about this crop of holiday titles, which I will probably repeat later on in the show, is that there's pretty much a little something for everyone. Every kind of fan, holiday fan. We've got all ages stuff. We've got horror stuff. We've got typical superhero stuff, adventure, all the stuff. So there's surely some kind of holiday theme book, if that's your thing, for you to enjoy this holiday season. So let's just jump right into this and go down the line of these 15 books. First up, we have Marvel Holiday Tales to Astonish, issue number 1. This is a 40-page book for $5.99, featuring a few stories. I think there's 4 holiday stories. or 3, maybe 3. There's 3 writers, so probably 3 stories. We have the likes of Daniel Kibblesmith, Gene Lewin Yang, and Jerry Duggan on writing duties, Dylan Burnett, Pat O'Leaf, and Phil Noto on art duties as well. We've got a Fantastic Four story in here where they're at a holiday party. We've got some Hanukkah stories with Kitty Pryde's past, and we have a Peter Parker and Miles Morales story, as only Spider-Man can. So if you're a fan of those franchises, this is one to check out, especially if you like these superhero holiday tales. I like all of these characters, to be honest, especially Kitty and the Spider-Man. I really like those, so those are more in my vein of enjoyment, entertainment, and everything. So I'm giving Marvel Holiday Tales to Astonish 3 bells for your Christmas enjoyment this year. On the other side of the comic aisle, as it were, we've got DC's Batman Smells Robin Laid an Egg, issue number 1. Another oversized book. This one is 80 pages for $9.99. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this first crop of books, and I'll tell you which dates and everything, but this first crop of books, which is when the bulk of them came out, released on December 4th, 2024. And there were a few on the 11th, a few on the 18th, and there's one on the 25th. So I just want to put that out there, that all but one of these are already in stores, unless your store didn't get it or it got delayed or whatever. And then the last one that I'm going to talk about does come out later this week, whenever comics get to your comic shop, and you can hear the voice. It's already going. I'm only 1 book in, so we'll try to get through these pretty fast. But anyway, with Batman Smells Robin Laid an Egg, we've got Alexis Quasarano, Calvin Kasulke, Dorado Quick, Drew Maxey, James Reed, and Marv Wolfman and Ricardo Sanchez all writing stories in this. We've got art by Aaron Conley, cover art by Riley Rossmo. We've got characters like Bane, Deadman, Dr. Midnight, Green Lantern, John Constantine, Joker, Superman, and Vixen in this book. This is set during the holiday season, obviously. Everything you're enthralled by Dr. Midnight's literally silent night. And then Marv Wolfman tells this dead man story that happens during the holidays that ponders. There's a question that ponders what the world would be like without the Joker's torment. So all kinds of very what's the word? I can't think of the word. But anyway, typical like holiday themed stories done in a DC superhero style. So that sounds like a fun time, and there's a lot of stories. There's probably going to be a different kind of stories for every DC fan in this one. So this one is also getting 3 bells from me. And yeah, if you check this one out, let me know what you thought of it. Next up, we have the Top Cow Holiday Special, All Through the House, issue number 1, featuring some of the most well-known Top Cow characters, including Aphrodite 9, excuse me, Witchblade, and the Darkness. And this one is a 32-page book for $3.99. There is the Aphrodite story is kind of pulls from the 12 Days of Christmas. We've got a Witchblade story that pulls from the Befana, which is an Italian Christmas witch story. You probably saw her in the Santa Clauses Disney Plus. That was a take on the Befana as well. That one is by Marguerite Bennett with art by Giuseppe Cafaro. So really top-notch team on that one. These are all 8-page tales, each one. And then Mark Silvestri and Tina Valentino bring you a Darkness story featuring Santa Claus, some Darklings, and an old friend that does a take on The Night Before Christmas. So all fun stuff there. I'm a little out of touch except for the current Witchblade series. I haven't read a lot of recent Top Cow stuff, but these teams are top notch. Matt Hawkins and Attilio Rojo are doing the Aphrodite story. So I was going to give this 2 bells, but I think I'm gonna upgrade this one to 3 bells, just because of the creative teams involved. And it sounds like a good time. I love alternate takes on these classic stories. Next from Image, we have Dread the Halls, issue number 1. This one is a $5.99 book. It doesn't say the page count on this listing here. I'm using leagueofcomicgeeks.com to give you all the details about these and get all the information from it, and that's where the cover image is coming from. It's a great site. This is not a paid advertisement or anything. I just want to let you know this is a great site to track your comic list, to track what comics are coming out every week. I know a lot of people use Midtown, a lot of people use other things, but this one is one that Mike Spiderslayer told me about from Comic Book Corner 2.0, and I've been using it for a few years now. It's a great tool to track your collection. All right, so this one is like I said, from Image Comics. It calls itself the perfect holiday stocking stuffer, a collection of horror tales to read curled up by the light of the Yule log. This is written by Chris Rael and Jordan Hart, with art by Lee Ferguson and Walter Pax and Pablo Veras. Excuse me. I did actually pick this one up, and I read one story in it, if I'm not mistaken, and I liked the story that I read. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a really strong story. I like that one. I have not had a chance to read the rest of them, but some of them probably were not my style of horror. I've got a very specific couple of subgenres that I like, and the rest of the stuff is just not for me. But just kind of flipping through this, if you like some of the other books that are going to be on this list later on, you like kind of this typical like horror tales, like Tales from the Crypt kind of stuff, and EC Comics and that kind of thing. It has some of that in it as well. So if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, you might want to check this one out. For me, because it only really had that one story that appealed to me, I'm giving this one a 1 bell, but I did enjoy that story. So yeah, some good stuff in there as well. Next up from Dark Horse, we have Christmas 365, issue number 1. This one slipped off my radar, but someone during the Comic Book Weekly live show pointed it out on one of the episodes that we were on. Asked specifically Mike if he had heard about this one, and none of us had heard about this one. So I obviously sought it out for this episode. Nice cover art there. This one again from Dark Horse, 32 pages, $3.99. This is by Mikey Way of My Chemical Romance, and Jonathan Rivera from Cave Carson Has an Interstellar Eye. So interesting creative team here, and art. Those are the writers. The art. Actually, that's not the case. That's the creators. Also written by John Rivera with art by Peter Kowalski. This is a story about Peter Rockwell and his family with a tragic and challenging year in the past that stressed them out. Everybody's drifting apart and everything, but they accept the wisdom bestowed upon them by Santa Claus at the local mall. So Peter hatches a plan to save his family and give them all the best Christmas of their lives, or the best year of ever, one Christmas at a time. So really kind of inspiring story, I guess. And a famous creative team, or at least one half of the creative team there. So that's pretty cool. And so I'm going to give this one a 2 bells. So if you get a chance, check this one out, especially if you're a My Chemical Romance fan. Next up from IDW, we have Monster High Holiday Haunt number 1. This is a 40-page book for $5.99, written by Ben Kahn with art by Sonia Leo. Don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize for that. But obviously, if you're a Monster High fan, you're going to check this one out. I've never consumed any Monster High content in any form, so I'm not familiar with Monster High much at all, except for that it is kind of a high school dramedy about Universal monster types. We got Frankie Stein and Johnny Spirit and stuff like that. And this is taking place at a school dance for these at this holiday ball and all that stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff, it sounds like a fun time, to be honest. And if I was into the franchise, I'd probably be all about this. But for me, because I'm giving this one a 1 bell. But if this is your jam, go check this one out and have some fun with some Monster High. Keeping with some all ages content, we've got an Archie Christmas Spectacular issue number 1 here that features a brand new story. This is written by longtime Archie and Sonic writer Ian Flynn, with pencils by Holly Golightly and inks by Jim Amash, colors by Glenn Whitmore, and letters by Jack Morelli. This features a brand new story about Amber Nightstone, Sabrina's fiercest magical rival, and she's on a mission to get Sabrina the best Christmas gift ever. So, I love Archie, I love Christmas, and I love the combination. This is just a good time, a fun time to me. But, it is a very niche audience. You have to love Archie. So in respect of that, I'm going to give it a 2 bells. But yeah, Archie's always a fun time for me. And lastly, for December 4th releases is the Powerpuff Girls Winter Snowdown Showdown, issue number 1. This is a $5.99 book, probably oversized as well, from Dynamite Entertainment. And it is the holiday season in Townsville. Let me start off by saying that the Powerpuff series, the Powerpuff Girls comic series, I don't know if it's an ongoing or mini series, but that's been really solid. It's been really good, and it really brings out the spirit of the show. Sometimes when you translate those animated shows to comic form, it doesn't quite come over as well as flawlessly, and you don't get the same enjoyment out of it. But this is one of those that really nailed it, and I think they're doing a really good job with that. So I can't imagine that this special would be any different. So I just want to start off with that. Oh, this is written and illustrated by Daniel Kibblesmith and Carlo Loro. This is a 40-page special, it says. So yeah, this is just fun time. Holiday season in Townsville. So we have all the holiday, stuff. We've got ice skating and cookie baking and all that stuff. and finding the ideal gift for Professor Utonium. Why not? And obviously, as that happens, probably all kinds of chaos is going to happen, as indicated by this cover. Things are going to go south like they do, and it's going to be a fun time. So, especially if you've been enjoying the Powerpuff Girls comic series from Dynamite, you'll want to check this one out. But for me, I'm going to give this one a 3 bells because, like I said, it has been really solid. This sounds like fun, and you can't go wrong with some Powerpuff Girls. Moving on to those December 11th releases from Oni Press, we have Shiver Suspense Stories. That's a mouthful. That's a little bit of a tongue twister there. Issue number 1. This is written by Johnny Craig, Ben H. Winters, George Northey, Hunter Goritson, Jason Aaron, Jay Stevens. So yeah, a lot of writers involved with this, and this is a 56-page book for $7.99 from an all-star cast of EC's finest fiends, as it says. Just in time, I'll just read a little of this. Just in time for Christmas, Oni Press and EC Comics are proud to present Shiver Suspense Stories, the first in an all-new series of extra-sized EC specials colliding tales of horror, science fiction, and powerfully potent suspense in one joyously wrapped, square-bound package that may or may not be leaking something strange under the Christmas tree. So that's pretty cool. If you're, an old school EC Comics fan, this is kind of what I referenced earlier. You see the head in the box there. Just your classic horror stories. You're going to want to check this one out. This also has some newly remastered and authentically restored classics from the EC vaults. So pretty cool stuff if you're an EC fan. It's not really my style of horror, but much love and respect to all of you that like this, and I definitely want you to check it out and get your holiday chills from it. For me, it's a 1 bell, but for you, it could be a 4 bell, so go check this one out at your local comic shop. Next up from Distillery, we have Through the Boughs, a Yuletide Offering, issue number 1. This is a 64-page book for $9.99, magazine, perfect bound format, just like all the Distillery books are. And this one is... it features writers Grim Wilkins, Kenny Roten, Molly Mendoza, and writer-artists Ryan Andrews and Sweeney Boo, writer J.K., James Tynion IV, and Pat McKell. So, I mean, that's like a who's who of creators. We know that they have a ton of creators on their roster over there at Distillery. They're doing some pretty ambitious stories and books and projects over there. So this is a collection of frozen tales brought to you by the most magical wordsmiths and artisans of comics and beyond. Then it details all the creators and everything. Every issue from Distillery, that's talking about the perfect bound prestige format. Sorry. Let's see. We'll venture through these deep, endless drifts of snow, through evergreen tree lines, tinkling with hoarfrost, and rhyme, and then venture many miles more, and then maybe, possibly, and probably you will see lights and dancing and mirth. You may be asked to join, or maybe who or what you found wants something far more mischievous than to sing and revel. So obviously you're getting a lot of stories. It's kind of hinting at maybe some mystery, some horror, some thriller kind of stuff in there. So there's probably going to be a little bit of everything thrown in this thing. So if you've been enjoying the content from Distillery, you like the kind of format that they're doing, this one might be up your alley. For me, the format's a little odd, except for these holiday books. I think it kind of fits in this kind of book, so they get points for that. And because of the creative team involved in everything, I'm going to give this one 2 bells. And so if you pick this one up again, let me know if you enjoy it, which stories you liked, and what you think of the format that Distillery puts their comics out in. Going back to that classic EC style, once again, from Image Comics, we've got Creepshow Holiday Special 2024. This is a $3.99 book, so normal size. We've got Teeny Howard and Blake Howard writing with art by Steven Subic. And this one, again, it's obvious from the kind of dress there that it's your classic horror, classic Creepshow kind of content. Um, Again, not my style of storytelling, but you've got plenty of options to choose from if this is your kind of story. We've got a New Year's Eve party that will, quote, have you crying for your mummy in the new year. Then we've got a revisitation of a holiday classic from the Petrolhead team of Rob Williams and Rye Parr that will take a shocking turn before a live studio audience. So, very meta kind of horror going on in this Creepshow book. So, again, for me, this gets actually I'll give this one a 2 bells because it is Creepshow and respect, but not really my thing. If it is yours, again, go check this one out. And mirroring that trade dress, that classic style, that EC style, we have Grim Tales of Terror from Zenoscope. This one got delayed a week or two, but it did release on December 11th. And this is a $6.99 book. I don't know how many pages, but I assume it's oversized. It's written by David Wall and Dave Franchini. And it's Karis, the goddess of death, checking her list and punishing people that are unlucky, naughty souls who are not going to get a second chance under her watch. And then there will be 4 horrifying tales that add an extra chill of blood to, or an extra chill to your blood this year, as it says to close out the solicitation copy. There's not much detail on what the story content is, but again, it's one of these anthology stories that tells a bunch of horrific tales. But in this one, you're probably telling the tales involving Zenoscope characters. So if you like Zenoscope's take on this, it does say 40. Does it say 48? I think it's 48 pages of content there for $6.99. So check that one out. For me, I'm going to give this one a 2 bells. And Zenoscope coming strong with the EC vibes. With this next one, we enter into our December 18th releases. Alligator Loki Holiday Special. This is also a 48-page book for $6.99. This is written by Alyssa Wong with art by Bob Quinn. Bob Quinn, fantastic artist, did Kill Your Darlings. Love that. Alyssa Wong's done a lot of books for Marvel. I'm trying to think of the title. There's one that I read that I really enjoyed that the title completely escaped me. But anyway, another top-notch team here. It's the Alligator of Mischief is back, and they're going to take on the holidays, whether for good or bad. We don't know yet, but we'll see. It's going to be funny either way. Alligator Loki's going to meet up with characters like the X-Men, the Young Avengers, a bunch of symbiotes, and they're going all across the Marvel Universe, causing chaos and camaraderie, and both in equal parts. And there's also a brand new story where Alligator Loki and the real meaning of the holiday season come together. And this also collects issues 13 through 24 of the Alligator Loki Infinity comic. So if you have been reading it on Marvel Unlimited, or you've been reading the Infinity stuff, just know that this is a reprint for that. But if this is brand new content to you, you don't read the digital stuff, and you're an Alligator Loki fan, you want to check this one out. I would be there just for the Bob Quinn art, to be honest. I love Quinn's art. It's just phenomenal. So I'm giving this one a 3 bells. And again, this one sounds like a fun time to me. Next up from Dynamite Entertainment, we have the Gargoyles Winter Special issue number 1. This one is a $5.99 book as well. 40-page oversized book. So this is co-written by Gargoyles creator Greg Weisman, who's written a bunch of animated stuff, a bunch of comics and TV, etc., and Nate Cosby. So 2 big names in this space and everything. Illustrated by returning Gargoyles artist George Kambatis. So yeah, you got some top-notch teams, some nice cover art as well. If you've been enjoying the Gargoyle series from Dynamite, again, it's one of the franchises that they put out regular content for. I think they have a few series or mini series and different things in that franchise. I fell off of it. I read a couple of issues. This is one that the main series didn't translate as well for me personally, but I really respect what they're doing. I like that they go back into this world. It does, have Greg's voice in there and everything. But this is a Christmas special, so you probably don't need to know anything except for that you're a fan of gargoyles and you're a fan of Christmas and you want to go check it out. But anyway, a blizzard hits New York, covers it in snow, but the city and causes the city never sleeps to come to a standstill. So the gargoyles wake up to find that Manhattan's been changed into a winter wonderland, and so Bronx goes exploring this new landscape, and his peaceful night is interrupted when a family is separated, and he has to kind of connect them back together. So it sounds like a fun, heartwarming kind of issue. And if you're a Gargoyles fan, you know that those type of stories are some of the most enjoyable in the history of Gargoyles and stuff. So again, if you're a Gargoyles fan and you like what Dynamite's doing, check this one out. For me, I'm giving this one a 2 bells, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And lastly, this is the one book that comes out this week. It's listed as December 25th, obviously going to come out, whenever comics come out. This is also from Dynamite Entertainment. This is Vampirella Helliday 2024 special. This one is a $4.99 book written by veteran Frank Thierry with art by Mariano Benitez Chapo. And it talks about all the things that Vampirella has faced over the years, whether they be vampires, demons, her strange sister, mother, etc. But now she's come face to face with the naughty list. So legendary writer Frank Thierry tells this dark tale as Vampirella faces the scourge of the North Pole. And so that just sounds kind of intense and kind of off the wall, as Vampirella sometimes tends to be. Vampirella is one of those series and franchises where, depending on the creative team, depending on the story, sometimes I'll pick up one and enjoy like a little run of it, a little mini or something. Long term, it's not always for me, but it's one of those franchises that's been around so long, had so many different kind of creators have their imprint upon it, that there's a little something for everyone if you like the character at all, if you like vampires and that kind of thing. So if you're a fan of any iteration, you might want to check this one out, because this does sound like a fun story, honestly. And you got another top-notch creative team here. For me, I'm going to give this one a 2 bells, which is basically potentially good. And it could be really fun. So hopefully I'll get a chance. There's a lot of books coming out this week, so I don't know if I'll actually get to pick this one up. But we'll see what happens. But if you do pick this one up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it and see if you enjoyed the story and if it was worth the purchase. And that's going to wrap it up for this special holiday edition of First. Obviously, I left certain books off the list, like if they were just an issue of a regular comic, like the Rockefellers issue 2 that came out this past week was a Christmas theme issue, and it was a really fun issue, especially if you like just some kind of hijinks at a family trying to get the best Christmas tree and running into different things that still kind of ties into an overarching story. And this one also kind of tied into the larger universe that Ghost Machine is building. So it was a really fun story. It put me in mind of like a Fantastic Four Christmas story. So very much in that vein. And Ultimate Spider-Man issue number, I think it was 12, Spider-Man's wearing the Santa hat on the cover. Different comics like that have a Christmas or a holiday theme in them. I didn't put those on this list. This was purely for those one-off holiday specials for 2024. If I probably missed one or two here and there that just weren't on my radar. So if there are any I missed, feel free to drop them in the comments so anyone watching this can check it out and pick up anything that they might have missed. But I hope you enjoyed this. And if you like this, let me know. In the future, I'll continue doing like special things like this, like a Free Comic Book Day, episode, or different holiday specials or different occasions and that kind of thing. So if you'd like me to continue doing this kind of content, just let me know. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. to show that you like the video and to kind of make my holiday, right? Of course, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss any of the other content going up on this channel. Follow me across social media at Only Good Comics, and type in onlygoodcomics.com to take you right back to this YouTube channel where we talk about only good comics. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you real soon.